Government sources have told news agency PTI that the UN has rejected JUD Chief's appeal to delist him from sanctions regime. Hafiz Saeed, in fact, has been told by the UN that sufficient information is there to prove a reasonable and credible basis to continue the ban. The ban on him is going to continue and he will be the part of the terrorist list. He'll continue to be the part of the terrorist list. His name will not be taken off. That his appeal to delist him from the sanctions regime has been rejected by the United Nations. Let's go across to our consulting editor Athar joining us with more details. Athar, that's a big development.
A very significant development, Swati. The fact it gives us a window into what the global atmosphere and the global feeling is currently against terrorism and all those who are operatives of terror. Now, this is important to understand and outline that most major powers in the P5, including US, France and the UK, did not, in fact, opposed his appeal to delist him from that particular list. Also, India obviously on the side of keeping him on that list. The reason, of course, is quite simple. There is a global consensus that India, of course, has had a very, very important hand in building against terror operatives like Hafiz Saeed. The fact that the UN has rejected his appeal summarily also gives us an indication that this comes just a couple of days before the all-important UN list 1267 is also to be taken up, and that, of course, Azhar Masood's fate will be decided. But for now, this is a huge development as far as India is concerned. The fact that he tried again and again through a Lahore-based lawyer to get himself off the list has been unsuccessful, and his Jamaat-ud-Dawa as well as himself continue to be on the list of the UN as proscribed people. He will not be delisted now or anytime soon. The fact this has happened just days before 13th of March. Remember, 13th of March I keep suggesting because that is the day when 1267 is going to be taken up and Azhar Masood's fate is going to be decided. But this gives us an indication clearly on what might happen. Remember, Pakistan opposed, had in fact opposed and that is understandable right now because Pakistan, even though they have proscribed his outfit way back in 2008, it is largely believed that he still enjoys the support and the tutelage of the Pakistani military establishment. His particular effort at getting himself and his organization delisted now has come to a naught, and that is a huge victory in the fight against terror, Swati.
Absolutely. In fact, not just a big blow to Hafiz Saeed, but also to Pakistan that we often see rallying behind Hafiz Saeed, Athar.
Absolutely. All those people who still support covertly or overtly either Hafiz Saeed or all those so-called non-state actors that have been, operating under the tutelage really of the Pakistani military establishment. It's a big blow to them. It also raises a question mark, more importantly, Swati, on Pakistan Premier Imran Khan's latest promises or so-called actions against terror operatives and organizations that have links to terror outfits or operatives as well. Pakistan claims they are taking action against them, but the fact that Pakistan opposed, him being still on that list would give us an idea really that whatever Pakistan civilian administration is saying, at least on the face of it, needs to be taken with a pinch of salt right now. It is a huge victory for India. It's a huge victory against terrorism per se and the global fight against terrorism, and the fact that the US, UK as well as France were on India's side here, on the side of reason, gives us an indication really that the mood globally has changed as far as either giving tutelage or shelter to people who are proscribed terrorists, who have a track record of being heads of terror outfits and being involved. Remember, in Hafiz Saeed's case, he is the mastermind of the 3611 terror attack on Mumbai. So India, of course, also played its part because India had provided highly confidential source-based information on his activities, his proscribed activities, as well as his organization's activities. So clearly India has played its part. It was up to the global community and the UN to actually play their part now and show which side of the global fight on terror they're on, and they seem to have sent a very big signal this time around.
Well, those dossiers and evidence against Hafiz Saeed as far as the 2611 attacks are concerned, Athar, were very clearly ignored by Pakistan. They continued to say कि Hafiz Saeed के खिलाफ action लेने के लिए कोई सबूत हमारे पास नहीं है. The foreign media post Pulwama and post the airstrike is reporting that Pakistan is taking action against terrorism. The crackdown against madrasas continue in Pakistan, but now, in another development, Athar, today, we were told that Maulana Fazlur Rahman Khalil joined PTI. So the crackdown was a sham, and absolutely Hafiz Saeed's appeal being rejected by the UN comes as a double blow to Pakistan.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that you just mentioned Maulana Fazlur Rahman Khalil, who is widely believed to be the founder of Harkatul Mujahideen, a terror armed group that was active in Kashmir, particularly in the early 90s and the mid 90s. Currently, they don't really have a presence right now, but his track record as the founder of that organization and joining now politically, Imran Khan's party gives us an indication, like I said before, all the action on the ground that Imran Khan's government claims to be taking against either proscribed madrasas or proscribed terror outfits with affiliations to other terror outfits needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. India has made it very, very clear, and of course we broke that story a couple of days ago, that India needs to see, and not just India, the world needs to see demonstrable action by Pakistan on all those terror operatives and their affiliated outfits on the ground. Just coming out with a list of the Interior Ministry and saying that we have put them again on a proscribed list is not going to fool anyone right now. It's not going to convince anyone anymore. And that is very clear by the fact that the UN has rejected Hafiz Saeed's particular appeal. Also, going back to Fazlur Rahman Khalil, he has also been an active politician in Pakistan, remember. He has a political outfit, an overground political outfit called the HUM, H-U-M, which indeed might have been against Imran Khan in the run-up to the Pakistan polls. But him joining Imran Khan's PTI now would give us an indication now, and this is my personal view, that along with the so-called, if you want to call it sham crackdown or false crackdown, along with that, Pakistani terror operatives of people who are in Pakistan under the tutelage of the Pakistani military establishment, especially the ISI, are making a radical policy strategic shift. What they're trying to do is trying to perhaps align themselves with mainstream political parties to escape detection of their other unsavory activities. HUM joining PTI, Fazlur Rahman Khalil joining PTI seems to be a step in that direction. Absolutely. It remains to be seen whether or not Imran Khan will crack down on other outfits or other individuals who have a track record of either fanning militancy.
Well, it also remains to be seen, Athar, whether or not this rejection of the appeal will put any sort of pressure on Pakistan to now act against Hafiz Saeed and take into consideration the dossier and the evidences that were submitted by India as far as the 2611 attacks are concerned. Thank you, Athar, for joining us with those details.